Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube. So today we're talking about relationships. So relationships is a topic for today. I have some questions that I'm going to answer, so let's get to it. So these are the questions that I got off my Instagram at keloids. There's a few questions that I'm going to answer for you. The first question is, how did you first reveal your scars and explain them? Explaining keloids has never been easy. Never ever been easy. So what I found easy to do, especially in dating, I used to tell the people first what I had, where I had it. I always used to ask, will it bother you? Which is quite sad, isn't it? Because I'm asking someone, would it bother them? And I don't even know them, so why do I even care what they're thinking? And when I used to be on dating apps as well, I used to put in my bio that I have keloid scars because I needed for myself people to know that I had them, because I felt insecure and my self-confidence was low. I didn't love who I was as a person, so I was there trying to look for somebody, potentially somebody, and I didn't even accept myself for who I was or as a person. So revealing them, I felt like I had to, because I didn't know my self-worth and I didn't know how great I actually am. My scars put me down a lot, stopped me from doing things, stopped me from wearing certain things I wanted to wear. So revealing about my kilos was difficult, and I never did it face to face. I did it over social media. However, when I met Jamel, I felt like I didn't need to mention it. I just felt so comfortable I didn't even mention it. I think I mentioned it to him, but not on the first date, and that was something different for me. It was really different, and it just, I don't know, it makes me smile because I just feel like I just feel so comfortable around him. Does that make sense? And I just felt like I didn't have to. I knew that I didn't have to. Like in times before, I just felt like I had to. The biggest moment was revealing my scars on first dates, because previous to that I didn't really date, really. Well, I was single for 6-7 years before that, so being on TV and talking about my scars was a big thing. It wasn't easy. It was quite intense. Again, being on a blind date show, not knowing the person that you got to meet, I couldn't tell him over social media, so I had no choice but to tell him in person, to be honest. But yeah, it's not nice having to tell somebody you've got an insecurity or a visible difference before you meet them, because it kind of makes you feel that you want them to accept you before you even see them. Second question, how to break it up to the man we're close to that we have keloids. It is so scary to do. Break it to them. Just do it. Do not hold back for anyone, please. Life is too short, so you need to do what you need to do. Did you ever get used to people asking you about them? That question is hard, because you'll never ever get used to anybody asking you about your keloid scars, because it's one of them things where you think, why are you even asking me? Like, would you go up to someone and ask them, or go, what's that on your face? Never in the world would I dream about it. I would never dream of it, to do it to anybody. So for people to come up to me or you and say, what's that on your chest, or what's that on your face? It's rude. There's times where people have asked me and I've cried. There's times where I've got really angry and shouted and sworn at people. But now, in 2020, I educate people, and if they are still rude, I'll basically tell them politely to F off. I had an incident a couple of weeks ago where I was quite low. I was in a bad mind space and headspace, and I just didn't want to get up, really. I didn't want to go out and see the world, but unfortunately I ran out of milk, so I had to go to the shop. I thought, you know what, I'll walk to the shop, because let me just get a bit of fresh air. Anyway, I had to go to a different shop because I needed some dog food for my dog. First of all, the guy was stood outside staring, so that really made me feel really intimidated. Didn't like it. And then as I've gone to get the dog food, and then I've come to the counter, he's gone, what is that big ugly thing on your face? In my mind, I didn't know what to do. Having a bad day anyway. So I didn't know what to do. So my natural instinct was to be like, well, you shouldn't be asking that anyway. I got a bit defensive. Anyway, it carried on to go, yeah, but it's big. And that cut deep, because I just thought, I'm minding my own business. I've just come to the shop for some milk and some dog food, and you're being horrible to me. And I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry, but I just feel like, how can people be horrible to somebody when they're just minding their own business? And I know it's not just me who goes through it, it's all you guys as well that are watching this about keloids. And it's just sad that people have to go through that and have to be picked on because they've got a visible difference. It's horrible. Anyway, before I start ruining my makeup, let's go to a different question. Someone put, today was the first time wearing mascara on a date. Well done. Were you scared? I was terrified, absolutely terrified, because you don't know what someone else is thinking. You're thinking, oh, they're looking at my scars. Oh my God, they think this. Oh my gosh, they think that. But really, they're probably not even looking at your scars. They're probably just looking into your eyes or something. But yeah, it's one of those feelings where it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And I feel that you have to step outside your comfort zone to wear your scar out. And for some people, you might think, well, it's easy. It's not easy. It's not. Is your boyfriend comfortable touching your keloids? I have close family who get creeped out by it. I smiled because yes, he is. He will massage them, he will rub them, he'll snap my hand away when I'm itching them or scratching them or doing whatever I am to do. I get into a bit of a rut sometimes where I can see it ingrowing hair, so this is really bad to admit, but I do stick a pin in. Don't shout at me. I know it's wrong. And I've tried to stop doing that, but I just like to get the ingrowing hair out. But digging and digging is causing more trauma to a scar. And as you know, keloids grow with trauma. But I feel like if you feel that your family are creeped out by them, have you spoke to them? Have you explained what they are, how you feel? Because close family shouldn't be creeped out by that. And if they are, it's hard because they're family, but sometimes family are dickheads. So if you haven't already, try sit down with them and explain how you feel, because sometimes people don't realise what you're going through until you tell them. I think sometimes we instantly think that they should know how we feel, when more time they don't. Another one is, how do I get comfortable enough to discuss my scars? Self-love and self-care. You have to love yourself and accept your scars before anything. I feel like if you take care of yourself and you accept who you are as a person, that's when it becomes comfortable. You have to push yourself outside your comfort zone, which is scary, and it's a horrible feeling because you're doing something out of the norm, which is not normal to you. But you need to love yourself and take baby steps. Baby steps is so important. So important. Like, even for example, I'm in a vest top now. Some people might not go on camera and wear a vest top. That might be your first step. You might then get the confidence to then go outside, maybe take the trash out. Then you might think, oh, I've got this far, I might go to the shop like this. And it just builds from there. It builds. But it's not, I can't tell you, it's hard to explain. I can't tell you the feeling that you get when you're doing it, because you feel so insecure that everyone is staring at you. But then as well, you feel free. It's a mixture of both. So you're battling these two things. Yeah, I'm happy and I'm free. But then you're like, oh, people are staring at me. And then you're walking around like this. Back to your question about how do I get comfortable enough to discuss my scars. Push yourself out your comfort zone. Do it. I know it's easier said than done. Talk to somebody you're close to. Talk to a stranger who's in the community, the kilo community. I can't tell you how to be comfortable because everyone's different. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you just have to do it. But I think from you messaging me on here, I'm not going to mention your name, but for you to message me about a question that wants to be on YouTube and that I'm going to answer, that's your first step. That's your first step, and realise that is your first step, because you can build on that and then feel more comfortable expressing your feelings about your scars. I used to talk about my scars and I used to cry all the time, cry. And it's only since, 3 years ago, 2017? Yeah, 2017, when I started talking about them. You can ask any of my friends and my family. If someone asked me about my scars, I'd bawl. I would bawl because I wasn't comfortable. I was not comfortable with myself. Now I can speak about it because I've accepted who I am. I've accepted that there's no permanent treatment. I've accepted that they continues to grow. I've accepted that the steroids are not working. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've just, acceptance is key. Quite a few repeated questions, so I'm going to leave it there. But what I want to say is, love yourself before you love somebody else. I feel like RuPaul, but that is key. You cannot love anybody else if you don't love and accept yourself. So please accept yourself first, rather than forcing it with somebody else, because it's not going to work. Because if you feel insecure, low self-esteem, no confidence, and that other person is confident, it's a difficult situation, it really. I also feel like if you're with someone or you go on a date and they discuss your scars, for instance, or they might make a not nice comment on your scars, you then need to think, who is this person? For one, I don't know you. For three, don't disrupt my energy. And number 4, go away with your negative vibes. And I also know, actually, when you come across a man or a woman, you will know the difference between a man and a boy and a woman and a girl. People act different. Maturity levels are so important in this situation, because if that person don't want to love you because you've got scars, you need to ask yourself that question. Are they a man or are they a boy? Men do not act like that. Men will respect you. A real man will respect you. A real woman will respect you.